The film is a companion piece to Simone Kenyon's Into the Mountain project.
Timing-wise, Simone, would there be a swoon about to happen? Yeah, here it comes, amazing, yeah, great.
I first read Nan Shepherd's text, The Living Mountain, about 5 or 6 years ago. It's prose poetry, it's a paean to nature, it's about the body's relationship to the landscape. And it just unfolds as you read it, and you can keep going back to it, and each time you go back to it, you see different things in it.
Amazing, let's take a pause there, we've cut, thank you.
When National Theatre of Scotland invited us to make a film, myself and Lucy had talked about wanting to collaborate, and so it was really brilliant.
Before we knew that we were definitely going to make a companion film, Simone had already opened up her process to me, and it was very generous of her and very enjoyable to be a witness to somebody else's process.
It was like a continuation of the conversations, which is what's happened a lot with other women. So it felt like it was very much part of that process.
Action!
The question of what did I want to achieve with the film is, I suppose, best summed up as the idea of a conversation or dialogue in several different directions. One of them is a dialogue with Nan Shepherd's text, The Living Mountain.
Lay the head down, or better still, face away from what you look at, and bend till you see your world upside down. Details are no longer part of a gripping in a picture of which I am the focal point. The focal point is everywhere. This is how the earth must see itself.
One of them is a dialogue for my own response to the Cairngorm Mountains, which is my own choreographic response to both the movement choreography but also the environment.
All are aspects of one entity, the living mountain.
We were also thinking about the choreography of the place. So it's not necessarily about the choreography of the dancers' bodies, but how those languages that we were working with be shown in the film. So there's details of plants and flora and fauna and insects.
We were all the time looking for insects or inhabitants of the environment that we were living in.
And let's cut there.
The choice to film on Super 16mm felt very much like an organic part of the process.
This is a moment where I imagine that I've swooned and I'm just having a cheeky little moment of relaxation before.
Oh, yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
So the process of working on film, the way that film registers light and colour, the way that in the film I deliberately reveal the materiality of the film itself by seeing the edge of frame or seeing when you cut in film, the moment that you cut, lights let in, so you often see a flash frame. And I've embraced all of that because for me that's the material nature of film.
And so the film is incorporating all those things, but it's great to experiment with the sort of choreographic element of the film and also the materiality of that film as well, because it's real film rather than a digital film.
If I had other senses, there are other things I should know.
Sound is important in how the earth must see itself. I mean, as in any film, specifically in this film because of layers of sound which we're working with. So Hannah Tuliki has composed an incredible vocal score that was sung in the live performance by a number of local women, and we are recording a version of it outside of performance. And then there are the sounds that of course we hear in the environment, and those threaded together hopefully will create something that allow or invite to feel, really feel in their bones, you know, something about this place in a brief interlude.
Slowly, I have found my way in.
I'm really excited about how people get to see this work, because the work was only, you know, for a small number of people in order to protect the habitat. So again, it's not been a widely shared performance in that sense. So the film will allow more people to experience an essence of this work, which is really important.
Nan Shepherd's line about finding her way into the mountain is really, really resonant for the whole of the project in its entirety.
Maybe I found a little bit of a way in, but it's a lifetime's worth of work.
To my surprise, that process of finding my way into the mountain is something that's happening now during the edit, even though I'm quite a few miles away in Glasgow, as opposed to being on site. But it is still happening. Whether and when I feel I've found my way in, I don't know, but it's happening.